Alright, what's up everybody? Alex here with Off the Cuff Reviews. I'm back again to give you guys a special new video. This time we're going to be covering Stranger Things Season 3. So let's get into it. So Stranger Things sees the return of all of the main cast from the other first two seasons, and we see them actually having to return to Hawkins, Indiana once more to save the world. This time they are Russians that are underground opening the portal to the Upside Down. So in this season we see 11 actually start forming a relationship with Mike. We also see a bunch of different relationships forming. We actually see the return of Dustin as well, who also claims that he has met a girl while he was away at camp, and that he was going to radio her with this new radio system that he has, but he's unable to at the start of the season. So subsequently everybody doesn't believe him that he has a girlfriend, and that's basically the running joke of the show. So season 3 is probably the most eclectic season. I think that they brought in a lot of really awesome elements. They expanded with everything that everybody loves about this show. Most of the things that you see with the advertisements and a lot of the just the themes, the darker themes, the funnier elements between Dustin and the gang. They made Steve actually out to be a good guy in this season. He comes full circle and you finally fall in love with his character. And some people in this season get what is coming to them by the end. So overall, with the themes and the battle scene at the end of the season and everything else, the acting, the way that everything is written, showing them grow up and showing all of these characters and everybody who is in this show, like this is the season where you finally, if you didn't feel a connection with the characters in the first two seasons, this is the season where you feel that connection, and they really hammer it home with some things like Chief Hopper's letter to 11. You see a lot of things that are really emotional and really heartwarming to witness and see on screen, so you really fall in love with these characters. So one thing that I will say that I don't like is the marketing for Stranger Things. They always go too far with the marketing, and they take it a step further that kind of pushes the boundaries between spoiling the story. Like, for example, at the end of season 3, this is a spoiler, but at the end of season 3, we are told, we see Hopper disappear. Something explodes, they shut down the portal to the Upside Down, and Chief Hopper is nowhere to be found. But cut to the end before the credits, and you will see a little scene where the Russians have a whole bunch of people in cages, and they say, "Not the American." Now, who could they possibly be talking about other than Hopper? That is the main gist of the story. Everyone's like, well, this is probably Hopper. That's the theory. And then they basically ruined it by putting out a small little trailer that said Hopper's back. And so now we know that Hopper's actually returning for the next season. So with that, I think that in between each season of the show, they have really did a disservice to the actual show itself by showing things that they are basically spoiling for the new season that are supposed to be left to mystery. We are supposed to find these out during the season, but they ruin it with the marketing. One thing that I will praise about the show is that it's an advertising genius, not in the sense of them marketing their own show, but the fact that they have all of these brands that they are showing in a nostalgic way to draw people in, to make them feel like it's the 80s, and to show them like the mall scene from the 80s and how that was like, with where you see Taco Bell, you see all these things that are from like the 80s, you see New Coke, but they basically are advertising for these companies to make you go, basically they have to license these companies like logos and stuff to put them in the movie or into the show. And they did a really good job at doing all of that and making it still interesting. So you're watching the show and you are falling in love with the nostalgic aspect of everything, that you don't even notice that they basically are shoving an advertisement down your throat every like 2 seconds of the show. And I don't know, I think that they did a really incredible job with that, and props to them, honestly. So with all of that said, I'm not actually going to give a rating to this season, but I'm going to tell you that this is one of my favorite seasons for Stranger Things. Season 1 is still an all-time favorite of any show ever. I can literally watch season 1 by itself forever. I think it's amazing, incredible. In this last season, season 3, I thought it was great and inspiring, and they did a really good job at all of the aspects of the show and keeping me interested and keeping everybody interested. I just don't want to give a rating to this season, and or any of the subsequent seasons going forward, as I've already kind of rated the other two. I don't want to be biased towards these newer seasons coming out, so I'm just gonna give you guys that to dwell on. But this is a great season of a great show. I implore all of you guys to watch it if you guys enjoy this type of stuff. So hey everybody, if you like this, please subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe.